Here in Canada and around the world, we all know that we're experiencing increasingly severe impacts of climate change. The Canadian Climate Institute warned this week that Canada will not meet its 2030 emissions reductions targets. Against this backdrop, we are convening Canada's first ever Citizens' Assembly on Climate. They've been learning together, deliberating together, and finding ways to come together on their priority recommendations, which we're about to hear. It will inform our work as legislators, and I can assure you that the members of Senators for Climate Solutions and the All-Party Climate Caucus are ready to listen and to act.
Climate change is one of the most urgent and complex issues we face. It affects everything: our economy, our health, our communities, our future. We need solutions that are informed, inclusive, and grounded in lived experience. As parliamentarians, we have a fundamental responsibility to reflect the voices of all Canadians. That includes young people. Your generation will live with the consequences of today's decisions more than any other. That means your voices aren't optional, they are essential.
This Assembly has spent 35 hours together learning about and deliberating on climate change and climate action so that they can deliver recommendations on how Canada can meet its climate commitments in a way that reflects the values and priorities of their generation. This is the first Citizens' Assembly on climate change in Canada, and it is the first in the world of this age group. Their generation, as will the generations that follow them, will bear the brunt of decisions made today. They want Canada to meet its climate commitments, and they're ambitious and they are realistic. This generation wants better preparedness so they can adapt to the effects of climate change being felt now and are expected to intensify. And they want accountability and engagement that will rebuild public trust in our systems of government and spark meaningful conversations about climate change and how to address it across the country.
We've experienced firsthand the effects of climate change impacting our childhoods, our education, and our careers, and we know not enough is being done.
The Canadian Youth Climate Assembly has identified 6 principles that we believe should underpin the decision-making of parliamentarians. The principle of collaboration, intergenerational resilience, systems thinking, transparency, non-partisanship, equity.
We urge parliamentarians to ensure that all governmental departments take part in the production of an annual comprehensive report that assesses climate risks and their economic impacts at a national scale. We urge parliamentarians to review, in collaboration with farmers of varying scales and agricultural unions, the existing agricultural policies.
We urge the Senators for Climate Solutions to strengthen and invest in incentive programs to ensure that communities adopt retrofits and sustainable technologies. We urge Senators for Climate Solutions to collaborate with provinces and territories to enforce and advance the development or redevelopment of resilient and sustainable infrastructure in communities impacted by climate emergencies.
We urge parliamentarians to review legislation to support transit-oriented development. We urge parliamentarians to encourage interprovincial and interterritorial cooperation on connecting east-west and north-south energy grids.
We urge parliamentarians to require large corporations, high-emitting industries to disclose all their emissions, Scope 1, 2, and 3, in a publicly accessible manner to increase transparency and accountability. We urge government to meaningfully engage youth early in decision-making processes in a demographically representative, low-barrier, and inclusive manner.
How can we, of my generation and your generation, better inform and educate those who follow you?
Why we are not moving? What's wrong with us? Be honest, be bold, tell us.
Is there growth in skepticism? Are people more concerned about something else? Why is that happening, and how do we talk to those people who are climate skeptics?
Because we're not going to be able to, deal with this crisis by just doing what we've been doing. We have to, try some new things.
I believe the issue is that we are turning this issue into a partisan issue.
I don't think that there is a lack of urgency in the younger generation. I think that it's the older generations that need to create spaces to hear that urgency.